In the darkened depths of a small rural county, where the moon cast eerie shadows on the barren streets, a lone figure patrolled the night. Detective Jack Reynolds had been serving on the sheriff's department for 2 long, treacherous years. Nestled within the heart of northeastern Bergen County, crime was usually scarce, and Jack's nights were typically filled with mundane drug arrests and the occasional disturbance call. However, one fateful night, the tranquility of the county was shattered by a haunting scream that pierced the air, sending shivers down the spines of all who heard it. Jack's radio crackled to life, dispatching him to investigate the source of the chilling cry. A sense of unease settled over him as he approached the house from where the scream had originated. The neighborhood was cloaked in darkness, devoid of any signs of life. Jack's footsteps echoed ominously against the stillness as he cautiously approached the house. The lack of illumination within the dwelling amplified his unease. Nonetheless, he pressed on, determined to uncover the truth behind the mysterious disturbance. As Jack reached the front door, he noticed a blue Toyota Sienna minivan parked in the driveway, suggesting that someone was indeed home. He knocked on the door repeatedly, but there was no response. Just as he was beginning to question whether he had arrived at the correct address, a concerned neighbor emerged from the shadows. The neighbor explained that he had been the one to summon the police, having heard the blood-curdling scream emanating from the house. He divulged that the woman who resided there lived alone but occasionally entertained her boyfriend's company. Jack's heart quickened at the thought of a potential domestic dispute or worse. Unable to gain entry through the front door, Jack circled the house, testing every window. His efforts proved fruitless. All were securely locked except for one, a backyard window that had been mysteriously left slightly ajar. A chill ran down his spine, as if an icy hand had caressed his neck. Every instinct warned him that something was dreadfully amiss. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, Jack requested immediate backup. With confirmation that reinforcements were en route, he summoned his courage and clambered through the partially open window, entering the eerie darkness that lay within. A palpable silence enveloped the house as Jack methodically searched each room, flipping on lights in a desperate attempt to dispel the encroaching darkness. Contrary to the dramatic portrayals in movies and television, Jack knew that turning on the lights was more than just a cliché. It was a matter of self-preservation. "Police, is anyone here?" Jack called out, his voice trembling with a mix of authority and concern. But his words were met with an eerie silence that seemed to mock him. With the first floor cleared, he ascended the creaking staircase, his footsteps muffled by the weight of the foreboding silence. The second floor, shrouded in an unsettling gloom, presented 4 doors. Jack's hand trembled slightly as he flicked on the hallway light, momentarily illuminating the desolate landing. He called out once more, his voice echoing down the dimly lit corridor. A faint creaking noise emanated from behind one of the doors, confirming his suspicion. The woman he sought was just beyond that threshold. Summoning his resolve, Jack turned the doorknob and pushed open the door, revealing a bedroom cloaked in darkness. The feeble light from the hallway cast eerie shadows upon the scene. Jack's gaze fell upon a figure lying motionless in bed, partially concealed beneath the covers. Approaching the bed cautiously, Jack's eyes widened in horror as he beheld the gruesome sight before him. The sheets, once pristine, were now adorned with dark stains of blood. The woman had been brutally stabbed multiple times, her life hanging by a thread. Instinctively, Jack reached for his walkie-talkie, his voice quivering as he urgently called for backup and an ambulance. In the midst of chaos and desperation, a sudden realization struck Jack like a bolt of lightning. The creak he had heard moments ago, the inexplicable sound in a room that should have been empty, it defied all reason. His heart pounding, he spun around, scanning the room for any sign of the intruder. His eyes fell upon the bed once more, and a shiver coursed through his veins. Kneeling down, Jack tugged at the bed wrap, revealing a horrifying discovery, a man concealed beneath, wearing a chilling face mask that obscured his visage. Panic surged through Jack's veins as he shrieked, demanding that the man reveal his hands. With painful slowness, the man raised his hands, a sinister smile playing upon his lips. Jack, his heart pounding in his chest, ordered the man to crawl out from under the bed, his grip on his weapon unwavering. The room felt suffocating as the man complied, his hands trembling in the air, revealing the glint of a blood-stained knife clenched tightly in his grasp. A wave of terror washed over Jack as he realized he was face to face with the deranged killer responsible for the heinous act that had unfolded in the house. The man's eyes gleamed with a twisted delight, relishing in the macabre scene that surrounded them. As backup officers arrived, their footsteps echoing through the house, the killer's expression shifted from malicious glee to a twisted fury. He lunged at Jack with a maniacal scream, the knife slashing through the air. Reacting swiftly, Jack dodged the attack and brought his weapon to bear. A harrowing struggle ensued, each movement punctuated by the shrill cacophony of screams and the clash of metal. The killer, fueled by a primal rage, fought with a frenzied desperation, while Jack, determined to protect both himself and the wounded woman, engaged with all his strength. Finally, with a resolute surge of adrenaline, Jack managed to disarm the killer, sending the blood-stained knife clattering to the floor. Overwhelmed by the combined efforts of Jack and his fellow officers, the assailant was subdued and apprehended, his chilling reign of terror brought to a halt. With the immediate threat neutralized, paramedics rushed in to attend to the gravely injured woman. They worked frantically to stabilize her, their expertise providing a glimmer of hope in the face of the horrors that had unfolded. Despite the overwhelming odds, they managed to save her life, whisking her away to the hospital for further treatment. The aftermath of that night left an indelible mark on Detective Jack Reynolds. The horrors he had witnessed and the battles he had fought haunted his dreams, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurked within the human soul. The woman he saved, though physically scarred, found solace in the knowledge that justice had been served. As for the house itself, it stood as a chilling reminder of the evil that had once resided within its walls. Locals whispered stories of unexplained phenomena, claiming to hear eerie screams and witness flickering lights long after the incident had passed. The once peaceful neighborhood was forever changed, forever tainted by the horror that had unfolded behind closed doors. Detective Jack Reynolds, hailed as a hero by the community, continued to serve on the force with a renewed dedication. The horrors he had faced had forged him into a formidable guardian, unwavering in his commitment to protecting the innocent. And as the years went by, the tale of that fateful night became a cautionary legend, a chilling reminder that darkness can lurk even in the most unsuspecting places.